Hi everyone, this is Dr. Robin Yap, and we're here with Ari Momeni. Thank you for joining us. He's from PicsAlive, he's the creative director. And I had a couple of questions for him that I thought might be fun for our audience to kind of learn from. So Ari, if you don't mind just letting us know first, what is PicsAlive? What do you do? What's fun and exciting here?
Of course. We are essentially a fine art printers targeted for artists, photographers, and interior decorators.
Oh, okay.
And we do service a lot of households and that on the site, but those are our primary targets. My background for many years has been marketing and advertising, graphic design, quite intense in large ad agencies. A few years ago, I looked at the market and I see there are very few fine art available fine art destinations for people to get high-end prints for their homes and offices with some design consultation. And that's where we started PicsAlive.
Pretty. All right. That's wonderful. Yeah. How long have you been in business now?
I started this in South Africa in 2011.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. So do you still have a location there?
Yes, we have 6 retail locations in South Africa, and in 2014 I came to Canada, and I love it here. So we started this business 2 years ago.
Right.
In Canada.
Perfect. Thank you. So because of the many locations that you have, there is now an opportunity for online presence as well, which I'm presuming you have, right?
Yes.
Okay. So how do you leverage social media and any social networks that's available out there for your business so that they kind of talk between your retail as well as your online presence? How do those things connect?
It's a very important point, and I think it's on top of mind of every business these days, rightly so. And somebody asked me the other day, what is your thought on online and social media? I said, even if social media does not make a lot of money, or online for you, and it does, no business can afford not to have a solid presence on social media these days. Because of the lifestyle and because of the world that we live in. So we are, and we have been quite active on various platforms. Since a lot of the products we do is visuals and it's dealing with emotions and that, it's actually worked in our favor. People relate to it a lot easier. And I'm sure you heard of the expression that the images are absorbed many thousand times over words. So we are on various platforms. What we have learned over the last year or 2 years is to be very specific and targeted on each one of those platforms. Each one delivers an entirely different audience. It requires a very targeted and tailored message. And our wonderful team of administration and marketing, they produce amazing data content for each one of those.
Wonderful. So tell us more about that. So what social networks are you most prominent in?
Okay, so we are in all of the famous ones, so Facebook, Instagram, Twitter every now and again, although Twitter these days is all about politics and words and so on. But Facebook is really, we find it is a homely and friendly environment. And the messaging that we put out there is none of our marketing is aggressive. We do have very calculated advertisements and promotions that we put out, but we are not aggressive. We really understand that as much as there is the temptation to be aggressive in terms of your promotions, is that people's private space in so many ways. So the way we design our messaging is all around something that they can, in the middle of a busy day or at night after a tough day, they look at one of our productions or something and they can relate to it in one way or the other. So on Instagram, we are followed by a large group of photographers, interior decorators. That's what it says. We're pleased to hear that. And that base is growing. And something that we find very interesting is in our business, even though everything is gone online, and that's the history of PicsAlive, and I will tell you about it in another session perhaps,
Okay.
is that the one-on-one consultation and the fact that we take the customer, even they could be professionals' hands, and guide them through the steps and the options that are available, still is top price.
Right.
Still, it has a lot of value to have that one-on-one communication. We've learned a lot of things about simplicity, for a message to be clear,
Right.
simple, fine-tuned as per the audience.
Right.
So we are on, essentially we are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, we are on House, which you know, works a lot with households and decor and so on. Pinterest, naturally, since what we do is visual, and Pinterest is all about
Definitely.
images and visual. And we are obviously investing, we've got a really good plan that we're working on an ongoing basis to be in every one of those in a more effective ways.
That's great. Now, knowing that there's a lot of trends that's out there and a lot of new things that we always feel like we need to catch up and learn from, how do you do that? How do you keep up with the trends and the new research that's out there and the new Instagram that's out there? What do you do?
With regards to the technology part of it, I'm a little bit technology, even though on my end of the design aspects of it, I'm rather up to date. With regards to the technology, sometimes that's an uphill battle for me personally.
Okay.
So I rely on our young and talented team to take care of those. We do have very good advisors.
Okay.
That they advise us on various strategies, and they're not many. You know, it's not that you know. We take very limited advice from people that they are proven and tested and proven,
right.
and we take their advice regarding the investments that they need to take place. You know, this should be your ad spend, this should be your promotions, and so on and so forth. Stay away from this, down to the little messages. So our bio on Instagram was a fairly substantial and elaborate one, and one of the guys came in and just said, you know, just cut it down to 2 words that we could summarize all of the stuff that we do into we print. Okay, and then once that message resonates, then they can look more into and so on. So what we are learning is simplicity. Is not being salesy. That's becoming very hot these days.
But people can tell.
Respect people's private space. You know, that's, I mean, each person's Instagram. They go there to take the edge off, you know, to relax and enjoy and be surrounded by things that they enjoy. So with me putting an aggressive promotion there is probably not that. I am, as you can see on my desk, I'm surrounded by industry, high-end industry related stuff. And we read, and regarding the industry that we're in, I'm quite up to date with those. I network in the right circles, being photographers, fine art printers, gallery owners. I'm fairly active with that. And the biggest lesson you learn is you listen twice as much as you speak. So there's always information out there if you just, you know, not be the only voice in the room.
That's wonderful. So having a lot of employees in your various locations, if you have a new employee trying to get to the workplace, what are those things that you are expecting from them to have as skills or capabilities or behavior that you want them to have?
It is enthusiasm.
Okay.
And the willingness. That is the most important thing. Attitude in general. Is we are in a market that is really difficult to expect someone walk in the door, regardless of the qualification, and know a lot about what we do. So because of that, we have the readiness we have to teach them and so on, and we are very, very patient, hopefully I can say, with regards to that, and we have a good program to get people up to speed. But one thing we can't teach is the willingness and attitude and eagerness. So everybody from Zara that's helping us with that, with Anna and Michael in this location, within the first 5 minutes of me seeing them, I've decided I'm going to hire these people.
Right, right.
5 minutes.
That's amazing.
And one of the guys, I was late when I came.
Yeah.
And it just the way he handled me being late, he was like, come, what you talking? You just the graciousness. I said, you know what, I want to work.
So, what would be a good example that you can share of an aha moment wherein you've been in this business for a while and you go, you know what, I've never seen that one. I learned from that. Can you share one example?
Sure. There is. I don't think a day goes by that, as you know, that you don't have quite an aha moment. However, PicsAlive started as an aha moment.
Oh, really?
I started doing this based on the fact that I had some printing to be done,
Right.
and it was a nightmare for me to get them done
Yeah.
at one of the best locations that could be done. This was 6 years ago. Honestly, this is not a rocket science. It
Right.
cannot be so complex. So I looked at what goes in it and so on. The biggest aha moment that I've come by is the realizations that customer service is everything.
Right.
How you treat your customers. You cannot avoid mistakes to happen. They will happen. There are deadlines. I can't remember off the top of my head situations that we've missed the deadline, but it's come close, and it gets how you handle that and the communications that you have. So, with regards to technology, there is many of those. The know-how, there is many of those that we've come by. Oh, okay, there is this way to do it, and so on and so forth. But I think technology is not something to get that excited about, but people are. How we handle people, how, when situations are tense, how you handle them. When situations are fantastic, how you take advantage of them in terms of how you build on those relationships. So I think having come from a corporate background and having worked in ad agencies where I don't deal with the end user, having dealt with end user and the people's skills has been the biggest aha moment for me.
That's great.
And for our company, how we handle those relationships.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time and giving us your insights into your business, and we appreciate it. And have a wonderful rest of your day.
Fantastic.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
See you later.
Pleasure to speak with you.
Okay.